Hello and welcome to another one of my videos from my medical elective in Australia. I am now on day 23, which means I've only got just over a week until I have to head back to the UK, which is quite disappointing. The last time we spoke, or I spoke to you, I was just back from the zoo. The zoo in Melbourne is actually really good. It's big, so I didn't give myself enough time actually to get around it because I got up a bit too late to go there. But the weather was nice and I got a good chance to go around and see all the animals. And probably the best part of it is there's a lemur sanctuary that you can it's got like an airlock door so that they can't escape because they just wander wild around in the little lemur area, and you can get like right up to them and take photos and stuff, which was great. During the week itself has actually been mostly work, doing the same sort of thing of going in at about 11 and then leaving at about 5, 6 depending on what's happening. It's been good on that side of things, but as I said before, I'm not going to bore you with the exact specifics of what I was getting up to because I mean it's interesting to me but probably not so much to you guys. I did go out for a drink with some of the other guys who's in the accommodation here, which was nice during the week. But the best thing this week was Friday. So last week I was up in Sydney for the weekend, and I may or may not have flown back up again on Friday for the day. And by that I mean I did. When I was there, I noticed that there was a thing starting the next weekend called Vivid Sydney. It's a big light music arts festival thing that's on. And looking at photos and videos of it from previous year and years before that, it looked amazing. And I thought, one, I'm gutted that I came a week early and missed it. And two, I need to go and see it. So I had a look at how much it would cost to go back up for the day, and it's actually quite cheap, which I was glad at. So I booked some flights just at the beginning of the week to fly out the same as I did the first time, sort of early morning, get there for just before lunchtime, and then fly back on the last flight back to Melbourne to give me the whole day to do what I wanted. The weather was again fantastic, which is a far cry from Melbourne right now because it's very cold outside. Had my shorts on again, which was nice. Got a bit of food, took a walk around the quay, went to Manly again just to actually go and lie on the beach rather than going walking and stuff, which was nice, and watched all the surfers and everything. That's actually one thing I kind of wish I had time to do here, or better weather to do here, was to learn to surf. Never done it in my life. Would probably end up getting eaten by a shark, but I thought, why not try and get some lessons or do some surfing when I'm here. But unfortunately, with the time I'm here, because it's their autumn approaching winter, there's not really much surfy stuff going on. So I guess that'll need to be put in the back burner for another time. Coming back from Manly, I timed it perfect so I could get sunset as we came into the harbour, and as you can see I got some great photos of the sunset on the bow and the sunset onto the Opera House, which was good to see because I wanted to try and get that. When I was there, I wanted a sunset photo of the bridge in the Opera House, and I wanted to get one at this kind of an angle of it to show the bridge, the Opera House being lit up by the setting sun. That then gave me an hour until the lighting of the sails. So the sun set at about 5 and Vivid started at 6 o'clock, when the whole quay would get lit up in different colours. So I got myself some lunch and then went and wandered around to the opposite side of the quay to the Opera House, because the main feature of it is the lighting of the sails, which starts at 6. It took a bit to try and find somewhere to actually set up a camera and things, because all along the front of it was just people lined up waiting to watch it. But I managed to find a little quiet bit, although the view was kind of interrupted at times by this boat that decided to park right in front of us, which was quite annoying. But I still had a great view of it, and come 6 o'clock, once it was all nice and dark, the lights went off on the Opera House, and then the sails came to life with colour and movement and things. It was fantastic to see, and at that same time the whole quay itself all the way round was all lit up, different colours and flashing colours, including the bridge as well. Yeah, so it was really nice to see. It was definitely worth going up. I was a bit gutted because it doesn't just happen in the harbour. It happens all over the city. There's different things going on, different art things and light things and everything going on. I only managed to see, because I was only actually had 2 hours worth of time before I had to leave to go to the airport to get to see different things. I saw this, you can see it was drawings. They were done by people with mental health issues like depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder. And they got them to draw, as in basically an image representation of how they feel. And this woman had then put it all into this big massive glass panel and brought it all to life with light, which is quite cool to see. That's part of the sort of the light and ideas side of the festival. I saw some other things. There was quite a cool cube box thing, which I would have done had I had more time. But basically, it had a mini map of Circular Quay with the bridge and the Opera House and all the wharfs and everything and buildings around it, and you could touch them, and it would change the colour on this model thing that you had, but it would also change the colour of all the buildings around as well. So you could control what colours and what patterns and things that the buildings were doing all around you from this little booth thing, which was quite smart to see. But as I said, the queue was massive, and I would probably feel quite bad if I charged some poor kid out the way who wanted to have a go on it. One of the last things I got to see, which was second best to seeing the lighting of the sails and the lights and animations on the Opera House sails, was these, what I call dancing swings. They would light up and spin round and things, choreographed to music, and then in between people could go and sit on them, and as they swung around it would make different sounds and different music and things. And so I managed to get, with a very steady hand, because I didn't have a tripod to stabilise the camera, a good long exposure shot of them when they were spinning and doing the thing. And in fact, I've put a link in the description to the full video of the swings doing their dancing, which I thought was brilliant to see, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so it was a bit of a whirlwind, quick run around the quay to try and see as much things as I could in the 2 hours that I had. I had to then leave at about 8:15 to get the train back to the airport, which luckily is only 20 minutes away, and I didn't have any check-in baggage, so it was easy enough just to get through security and get to the gate. All my rushing was for nothing though, because the plane was delayed by about half an hour, 40 minutes I think it was in the end, by the time we actually got into the air, which was a bit annoying, but can't complain. I ended up not actually getting back to the accommodation here until about 2 in the morning, which was a bit poor, but it was good. I definitely think the travel up and down and the relatively inexpensive cost to get up and down on a plane and whatnot was definitely worth seeing it, since they only do it once a year for 2 weeks, and we don't have anything like it back in the UK. We could if we did. We had a smaller thing similar at the beginning of the Fringe last year, and they'll probably have a similar sort of thing again this year when they lit up the side of the castle, but they don't have anything as expansive in the UK as they have here in Sydney. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. On Saturday, so that was a Friday, the weekend, which was yesterday, I didn't do much during the day because, as I said, I didn't get back till really late, so I was having a quite quiet day during the day, but I did go to the AFL game. So for those who don't have a clue what Australian football is, it's a weird mix between rugby and football, in that you can throw the ball, you can carry the ball, you can kick the ball, and also tackle people quite brutally as well. And I'd watched videos of it and things on YouTube before it came out to kind of get an idea of what it was actually like, but I finally got to go to it, and arguably it was one of the better games to go to. So speaking to people here, they said the 2 best times to go see the AFL is Anzac Day, which I missed because I was still in the UK, and Dreamtime at the G, which is what I went to see yesterday on Saturday. And it's quite a big event because it's the Indigenous round of the AFL season, and it recognises the Indigenous people of Australia that used to live here until the British and Europeans came and conquered our land. I think there was 86,000 people at it, and I've never been in a stadium that big, never been in a sports event that big, and it was just absolutely fantastic to see. The tickets were actually not too bad. I think it cost $46, and this was up at the top tier of the seats, but even there, I had perfect seats. I was only third row in from the top tier, so I had perfect view of the goal line and all the way around the pitch and things like that, and it was Great game as well, all the way through. I mean, I had no idea what the hell was happening at the start. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know when they could tackle each other, when they couldn't tackle each other. But I slowly started to pick up the game as it went on. I was supporting Richmond because it's the closest to Heidelberg where I'm staying. And despite trailing at several points during the game, they managed to pull it back at the end and win by 6, 8, 9 points, something like that I think it was at the end of it. And it was all the way through. It was within a goal difference at each point. Even at one point they were drawing. So it was a fantastic, definitely good game to see because of the size of the crowd. Good game to see because of how exciting the game was, and just the noise as well from the crowd, because it's just so many people, was absolutely astounding. So yeah, I definitely picked the right time to go and see a footy game. Today though was again a quieter day. The weather not that great. It's sunny but it's cold, and so I thought I'll go down to the market and get myself some goodies, some things to take home with me. I'm not going to, well, I won't tell what gifts I got for other people, but I got myself a boomerang because why not? I think it looked nice, mounted on my wall as a little memento from my time in Australia. I also got some presents for other people, as I mentioned, but I won't say what because they might watch this and it will ruin the surprise. But yeah, the market was quite nice. I got some food when I was there as well, just some, meats and things. It's actually, there was like loads of proper like butchers and seafood and things at the market as well, which was very tempted to buy things, but sadly the kitchen in the accommodation doesn't really work to, or isn't really good enough to cook proper meats and fishes and things. But yeah, so that was this week. Zoo, back up to Sydney, back from Sydney, football, market, bit of a chill out. Coming into next week, next week's actually quite an important week for me, personally, because it's my last week as a medical student. On Friday will be the last time that I will be in a hospital and say, hi, I'm Daryl, I'm a medical student, because the next time I'm stepping in a hospital after that, touch wood, on the medical side, not a patient side, I will be saying that I'm a doctor. So, and this final week will be the last week in 6 years worth of studying. So I'm going to try and make the most of it. Try and make the most of having all the knowledge and skill of a soon to be a doctor, but with none of the responsibility that comes with it, which is great. Probably try and do a few things during the week, in the afternoons, the evenings as well. But I think Friday, I'm going to try and organise a dinner somewhere, go out for some food, go and get some drinks, and celebrate my final day and our final day as medical students. And then after that, bit of a fun weekend hopefully, try and cram in the last few things I want to do, and then home on Monday. But yeah, I will keep you guys up to date as I always do. Sometime near the end of the week, it'll probably be the Sunday before I fly back, and then summertime. So until then guys, see you later.